to another video in my off-season training series. Today is Friday, which means it's a pull session, which is one of my favourite sessions to do because back is one of my improvement areas this off-season, so I get really excited to train it. So without further ado, let's go train. Never underestimate the power of a good warm-up. So today, doing 90-90 rotations, 3 sets of 20 to get my rotator cuffs nice and warm and help warm up the shoulder joints. As you might have guessed, this exercise is not about power. This is a 2.5 kilo, like 5 pound plate, so don't go mad, just get nice and warm. Alright, so after 3 sets of 20 of those rotations, the shoulders are going to be nice and warm. You're ready to hit your first exercise, which is the weighted chin. So we're going over there, we're going to do them nice wide as you can, with a limited range of motion to really hammer the lats. So let's check it out. Alright, 2 things. Number 1, a lot of you probably think I'm using it backwards, but by using it that way, it forces me to lean back and bring my chest up, which is going to activate my lats more. Secondly, that is a warm-up set, no weight, nice good pace. Now we're going to add weight for 4 sets, 10 reps. Let's go. I've mentioned it before in other videos, but I'm going to mention it again. I like to use wrist straps because I like to focus on the mind-muscle connection between my mind and the muscle that I'm training, rather than focusing on my grip. And I find that that really helps. So if you're struggling through your back workouts, maybe invest in some straps. They're only like 5 or 10 quid or $10, whatever. Give them a go, see if you can start focusing that contraction where it needs to be. You can do direct work for your grip elsewhere in your workouts. Give it a go. Next exercise is a rack pull. You're going to be doing 4 sets of 10, that's 5, but busy, 10 reps. But we're going to do 1 to 2 warm-up sets, groove the movement before we go heavy. And I recommend, let's actually look at me because that's weird otherwise. I recommend that you do rack pulls from below the knee. If you do above the knee, it's going to encourage you to do a weight that your body might not be able to handle, and you could end up with shoulder issues because there's a lot of tension on that shoulder joint with an increasingly heavy weight. If we want to train the low back, we want to get a good hip hinge in there anyway, so it's worth having that extra range of motion. So just motion, so check it out. As you can see, got my belt on to protect my low back. Bear in mind guys, it's not the back, I can't speak it here. It's not the belt itself that protects your low back, it's bracing your core against the belt, okay? So a belt on its own is not gonna help unless you get your breathing right, okay? So just so you're aware. Do say you're not failing, you're not training hard enough. So if I aim for 10 reps, I just put the weight up a little bit too much. Got 3, so I'm going to drop it down and do my final set. But always push the boundaries, always push for that progressive overload and try to get more weight or more reps in every session. Right, so the next exercise I do is a bent row for the rear delts, which means you're going to be rowing high rather than low, so not down to the hips, which is more lats. We're coming up to some upper back thickness. So I'm just going to stay where I was. I've kept the belt on because obviously there's an isometric contraction in the low back while you're doing bent rows. If you did feel that you were too fatigued, you could use a fixed machine and row on the machine, like resistance machine, but I prefer to give an extra challenge to the low back, so I'm going to be doing bent rows. It's a good idea when you're doing rows for the rear delt. So quite a wide grip, so it's going to minimise bicep activation, and that's so you come out wide and high. Going a bit heavier now, sticking with that 12 rep range. I've ditched the belt because I felt like I didn't need it, to be honest, so let's crack on. So far it's mainly been compound work. Moving on to an isolation exercise now, which is a pullover to really hit the lats with higher volume. So we're going up to 15 reps per set. Let's go. After that's done, should have a crazy pump in the lats. So we need to move on to finish off the rear delts and biceps. So I'm doing a cable pull apart. Let's do it. Rear delts, let's smash them. Those last couple were questionable. And then that's the workout finished off with 3 sets of 12 reps on spider curls, and you're done. It's time to go home. Spider curls great because it actually uses the short head of the bicep, which is the inner portion of the bicep if you have a weak point there. So interesting fact about the spider curl. If you found this video helpful or you're going to try this workout, hook me up with a like, subscribe, and why don't you leave a comment? And I'll tell you what, why don't you share it? Share it with your mum. Bye.